Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be teaching you my personal tips and the steps that I take to ensure my liner looks like this and to avoid this. I know we've all been there, so if you find this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up for more beauty hacks and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's go ahead and get started. There are many ways to ensure your eyeliner slays every time, but my number one trick is definitely your eye makeup first. This makes it much easier to clean up and so you don't ruin your face makeup. And also if you're like me and have short brows, doing your brows first also really helps as it gives you an angle idea of where the line should be. And finally, shaky hand struggle is real, so make sure you have something to lean on. Firstly, your eyeliner isn't going to bang unless you're using the right tools and products, whether it's pen, liquid or gel. You want to make sure you're using something that you're comfortable with. My favorite pen liners are the L'Oreal Super Slick and the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This is because they're super pigmented and the nibs are really defined and precise, so I can be really specific with my placement and it allows me to create amazing sharper lines. Also, really amazing liquid liners are, of course, my favorite NYC liquid liner and the Sigma Line Ace. Both have very thin, flat brushes and are super pigmented, so again, allow me to be really precise with my product placement. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be using a gel liner. This is the Inglot number 77. I mix a couple of the Inglot Duraline into it and it makes it super creamy and easy to apply and also water resistant, so really handy if you have naturally watery eyes. Tools are also super important. Some of my favorite brushes to use are the Sigma EO6, which I also use for my brows. Really small, really precise angle, so you can get super sharp lines, but my favorite are the E11 and the MAC 210 as they're so thin and precise and allow me to either create a really thin line or build up a thickness. Personally, I like to do my lid liner first and then a wing, since depending on how thick I want my lid to be will determine the size of the wing. Everyone has naturally oily eyelids as well, so if you aren't planning on using much eyeshadow, setting your lid with a translucent powder will make application much easier and smoother to apply. Starting from the inner corner, making sure my eyes are open and looking down. I personally don't do it with my eyes closed. I use short, small strokes and take it about a third of the way in. A little tip, if you have quite loose skin on your eyes, pinching your nose tightens that part, making the application much easier and smoother to apply. Once you've done that, you can create a guide for yourself across your lid by creating little marks to make sure the thickness across your lid is accurate, almost like a dot to dot. Once you've done that, connect the marks and fill it in, again using multiple short strokes as you don't want to get cocky and fuck it up now. I always fill in about 3/4 of the way, leaving a little gap at the end. Now for the part most find the hardest, the wing. Using tape is a hack loads of people love as it allows you to be really messy yet still get a sharp line and be precise every time. But if you've watched my tutorials in the past, you know a method I like to do is to be super messy with my eyeshadow and then wipe it away with a wipe at the angle that I want, which is why doing my brows first really helps as it gives me a guide and the sharp line I create gives me a base for my wing. I always do the base of the wing first, starting from the outer corner of my eye using very light short strokes. I always draw the line much shorter than I might want it as it's much easier to build on it than to take it away. And if you want that super sharp liner look, when you connect the line back to your lid, leave a couple of millimeters from the end of the line so the tail will be very thin and sharp. Also, looking down into a mirror really helps. Never close your eyes as long as the liner looks good with your eyes open. That's all that really matters. You're not going to be walking around all day with your eyes shut. So doing your lid liner first also gives you something to aim towards when you're connecting the wing, which will make it easier for yourself. Again, loads of little strokes with your brush or pen to avoid mistakes and to get kind of the most pigmentation from the product. If you didn't use tape like me, you can use a wipe again to really clean and tighten up the wing and alter the angle if it doesn't match from the other side as well. One of my favorite tips, if it's not 100% even, instead of faffing about and panicking, trying to change it, normally resulting in it becoming way thicker than you wanted and then it's all ruined, using a black eyeshadow in your outer crease and using that to hide any mistakes, blurring the liner into the shadow and then just blending it back into your eye makeup, packing it on, making sure to keep checking what it looks like with your eyes open. This has saved me so many times. You can go back in with a wipe again to clean up the edge, but it just really blurs the liner and the shadow together. So it just kind of, if you've made any mistakes, you can't even tell. Also can really intensify a smoky eye. And like I said, you can just clean it up with a wipe and it is good as new. Once you're happy with the liner, you can use a definer brush like this Sigma E15 brush and a concealer. This is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer. You can really sharpen that wing. This also means when you do your face makeup or like your under eye concealer, you don't have to worry about getting it too close with the brush, and which is normally a really big brush, as you can see, and it could potentially ruin and smudge it. So having that concealer there acts as a guide. Also, if your eye makeup is minimal, you can use concealer on your lid to tidy up any mistakes. And there you have it, my tips and tricks and hacks to help ensure that you conquer that dreaded wing liner every time. I really hope you learned something and found some new hacks to try. Like anything, practice makes perfect, and these are just my hacks that I find the most helpful. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend that would find this helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!